Well, a very good morning to you. Hope everything is going well. This is Friday, the first Friday of the new year. And of course, the first weekend is upon us. And just came up here to lend a little support to a short video that was sent to my page. And in it, the young lady spoke of some excerpts from the Rockefeller Center concerning the entire setup of this COVID plan, because it's not so much a COVID plan as it is a plan to change and take over the world as we know it, holding people to a worse form of slavery and a subjection never known to man. COVID is but a gateway to that. And we must admit that the first phase, which centered primarily on fear and deepening our levels of anxiety, and to create the conditions for them to implement this sinister plan. So the young lady read 2 pages, and of course she said she wasn't sure how it got there, but that doesn't matter. The fact of the matter is that these are part of the rules. This is a rule book. What I smile about is I shared that document and others in April of 2020. No, sorry, April of 2019. But then that won't be true. April of 2020. I shared that and other documents, other writings by David Schlesinger and the others. And there were so many that thought it was conspiratorial. There were so many that decided that no, this could not be. There were some that said the bias gone over the edge. We need to get it down to psyche. Why I'm amused these days is because, see, had more attention being paid to what we were sharing, there's the likes my good friend, well, friends, Azari and those guys, you would have found that this is something that needed to be pushed back against a long time ago, and it should not have gone half the distance that it did. But if one wants to say that the fear that was instituted worked, I guess one can say that with some fairly strong evidence. But it is interesting now to find that most of what we were trying to say to you to help you understand that there was nothing healthy about what the World Health Organization or the UN or any of these organizations, including our Prime Minister, who was long aligned with them, as we try to share with you to get you to see what this plan was, and so that we could put together an appropriate response and pushback and put ourselves in a better place with our health. You frowned on it. Now it's coming out piece by piece, because, hey, phase 1 is over, phase 2 has long begun. That's why you find that in Barbados, we are talking about this next virus so much more dangerous than the last, so much this and so much that. Even as England, Canada, America have already shelved COVID, and there's no cases that are coming out that is drawing any particularly urgent attention. What has happened is, because as the guinea pigs of the program, which our Prime Minister willingly subjected us to, a lot of the propaganda, a lot of the stuff is being tested in the Caribbean. Like you hear all this mess from the Ministry of Health talking about all this Omicron, this and that and all kinds of stuff. But you check on the American scene, check on the Canadian, the British scene, and you would notice that this is now news. Treatment is being administered and everybody's going on their merry way. There's no talk of any of this mess at this juncture. The Caribbean, and I've said this over and over again, has been used as the breeding ground, the test pilot. Because we were willing to buckle under a very wicked leader. And as she spewed all of her platitudes that had nothing to do with humanity in any way, we buckled down under it, under the banner that somehow or other it was all love. Refusing to understand, refusing to recognize that we were the guinea pigs. I share the example of India with you, where two of the different vaccines were manufactured, and the Indians themselves refused to take it. They refused to take it. Even though they're the ones who tested it and said it was good, no independent testing or anything of this sort. They tested it, said it was good, and they litmus test, having nobody to really say categorically or definitively that this was a good vaccine. What did they do? They ship out some free boxes to the Caribbean. Barbados leading the way. If you remember, Barbados got some, Trinidad got some, Dominica got some. But we are paying for the fact of being inactive. We are paying for the fact that we became parasites. And we simply followed blindly, even in the face of the evidence. As a matter of fact, most people never really presented, accepted, or look at the evidence because their ignorance predominated. And you had people talking some foolishness that could not back up anything that was out there. Anyhow, I wish and I hope that now that another person, the young lady, has come forward and she has shared a little bit. Of course, on TikTok, you only have a couple seconds. Would have been good had she made a tape so she can expound on it some and everything else. But enough was shared to grab your attention. Enough was shared to get you thinking again, and not just falling slavishly to the nonsense that we have had. So, just want to say to you, yes, phase 2 has long begun, and these guys are going all out. This is their last drive to change this world as they see it. They're on to the currency. They're on to church. New church was called the One Church that began in May, the 27th, and that's last year, and that was being erected in Germany. And on. It's the whole effort. While we sleep, while we claim that it is conspiratorial. I don't know how it would be that, but some of us decided that it was easier to look at it that way than to allow our common sense to prevail. So, thank you, young lady, for the message that you've shared. Let's hope that it is shared with all and sundry. And let's hope that this time around, a little more common sense, a little more openness will be found as we look at the attempts to take away life as we know it and as our Heavenly Father provided it. Have a good morning. Talk to you soon.